So I have become very obsessed with human design lately. I figured out that I was a projector about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. And for those that don't know what human design is, you can easily find out what your human design is online. You can just type it into Google. You just need your birthday and your birth time, much like astrology. So, anyway, when I found out I was a projector, it shifted a lot for me. And the projector is about 20% of the population. I am not an expert on this, to, to be clear. I just felt like doing a tapping around it would be really supportive. I actually was inspired by someone who said that they had done a tapping around dealing with being a projector. So one of the telltale traits of being this design is the strategy, which is that you have to be invited. So projectors are people who can wield and have a lot of knowledge. They are very good and have natural abilities at kind of reading energy, at understanding people's energy, at connecting with people very quickly, understanding people very quickly, and kind of seeing the bigger picture of a situation and understanding how to make things better, how to make systems better, how to make people's lives better. They're often teachers, guides, therapists, instructors. And it's great. And when we as projectors are not invited into sharing that wisdom, sharing that knowledge, we can have a lot of resentment. We can have a lot of bitterness. That is the telltale sign that we are not in our correct energy, and we're not using it in the way that we should. Something needs to shift. Either we shouldn't be sharing, in this circumstance or with this person, or we keep doing so in situations where it's not being asked. And so when our wisdom, our knowledge is not valued, it's not appreciated, it's not seen, we become bitter and we become resentful, and we can perhaps hold it against people, or we feel like we can't share our natural skills, our natural talents, or we're sharing them with the wrong people in the wrong environments. So I said that to say that moving through the need to share when perhaps it's not asked for, or when we are experiencing this resentment and this bitterness, and then we begin to shut down, and then we don't share our wisdom, we don't share our knowledge with people and the situations where it actually would make a difference or where people are inviting it. So if you are a projector, this is for you. If you are not a projector, you don't know what it is, you can still do this. I mean, we all experience resentment and bitterness, so it might work for you too. So anyway, if you are a projector and this is something that you commonly experience, the resentment, the bitterness, the uneasiness of waiting for the invitation to share all of these things, all of these skill sets, all of this knowledge that you have, if you're running into challenges with that, we can do some tapping. So go ahead and think of a situation where maybe you are either waiting for an invitation and it's becoming increasingly difficult, or you are experiencing that resentment and that bitterness because you find yourself in situations where your knowledge, your wisdom is not respected, it's not honored, it's not valued, or you do share it and it's not received well. So if there's a situation, that's great. Bring that to mind. And if you don't, just overall think about your experience as a projector, and when you're in these moments where you're feeling that constriction, that resentment, that bitterness. And just notice where you're feeling it in your body and give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, I don't really feel it. 10 being like, this is through the roof. I can't handle this emotion. I would say generally speaking in these videos, probably don't go for the 10. But, if you feel like you can handle it, go for it. So if you have your situation, go ahead and bring that to mind, and we can start tapping on the side of the hand. As usual, if what I'm saying doesn't resonate, please use your words. EFT is always done best when it is your words, it's your intuitive knowledge, and it's your experience. So if what I'm saying does resonate, go for it. So tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I can feel all of this resentment and bitterness as a projector, when I feel my gifts and my wisdom and my knowledge are not received, I acknowledge my experience and I'm open to loving myself exactly as I am. Even though sometimes I can feel shut down, I can feel like I can't share my gifts, my knowledge, my wisdom with the world. I honor my experience and all of my emotions. And I'm open and willing to release some of this bitterness or resentment or constriction today. And last time on the side of the hand, even though as a projector, I feel like I have all of this knowledge, I have all of this wisdom that I want to share, and don't always feel like I know when to share it, or I don't always feel like it's received. I honor my experience, I honor my emotions, and I'm open to loving myself exactly as I am. And go ahead and start tapping on that eyebrow point. All this bitterness. Moving to the side of the eye, all of this resentment. Moving underneath the eye. I have so much wisdom. Moving underneath the nose. I have so much knowledge. Chin. I know how I can make this better. Collarbone. I feel like I can see the things that other people cannot see. Moving underneath the arm. And I just really want to share it because I know it will make a difference. Moving to the top of the head. But it feels like not everyone is ready to receive what I have to say. Eyebrow point. Or I feel like when I do share it, maybe it's not well received. Moving to the side of the eye. And I don't understand why people wouldn't want to hear what I have to say. Moving underneath the eye. Because what I have to say is so good. Underneath the nose. I know it would make a difference. Chin. So it feels really hard for me when it's not honored, when my skills, my knowledge are not valued. Moving to the collarbone, and it makes me want to shut down. Moving underneath the arm, it makes me resentful and bitter. Top of the head, it shuts me down to connecting with other people. Eyebrow point, because I feel like if what I have to say isn't valued or respected or even wanted. Moving to the side of the eye, why bother? Moving underneath the eye, and even though I know my strategy is to wait for an invitation, moving underneath the nose and waiting for the right invitation. Chin. It still feels really, really hard. Collarbone. Waiting for the right invitation sometimes makes me want to jump out of my skin. Moving underneath the arm. Because I don't know when it's going to come. Top of the head. What if it never comes? Eyebrow point. And that can feel really frustrating. Side of the eye. So frustrating that sometimes I jump the gun. Moving underneath the eye. And I share my wisdom, my gifts, my knowledge, even when it's not asked for. Moving underneath the nose. And then I fall right back into the cycle. Chin, of feeling resentful, bitter, and shut down. Collarbone. And then I'm not actually open and ready to receive the correct invitation. Moving underneath the arm. And I'm just honoring all of my experience. moving to the top of the head, and just trusting that this is part of my process. Eyebrow point. This is part of my process to understand how to wait with grace. Moving to the side of the eye, and how to find the environments and place myself in situations. Moving underneath the eye, where my gifts, my talents, and my knowledge are valued. Moving underneath the nose, respected. Moving to the chin, and asked for. Moving to the collarbone, and I choose to trust and know, moving underneath the arm, that just because I am not receiving an invitation in the period of time that I want, top of head, or as frequently as I want, eyebrow point, doesn't make me any less worthy. Side of the eye, it does not diminish my power or my wisdom or my magic. Moving underneath the eye, because I actually know that while I wait for the perfect invitation, moving underneath the nose, I can validate myself. Chin. And the more that I can validate myself, collarbone, the less reliant I am on needing others' validation. Moving underneath the arm. And this makes waiting for the right invitation so much easier. Top of head. So I choose to know that when the right invitation comes, eyebrow point, I will be ready to receive it. Moving to the side of the eye and just taking a really deep breath in here and releasing. Moving underneath the eye, I'm releasing any bitterness, any resentment that I'm holding in my body. Moving underneath the nose, releasing any energy of constriction that I'm holding in my energy field. Chin, and choosing to continue to follow my flow. Collarbone, choosing to tune in to what feels easy. Underneath the arm, and choosing to follow my passions, whether it gets recognized or not. Top of head, because I know that when I'm joyful, when I'm in my flow, when I'm open, eyebrow point, ironically, is actually when I will most likely be seen and invited. Side of the eye, because I am living in my flow. Underneath the eye, where there is no flow, I say no. Underneath the nose, and where there is ease, yes, please. Chin. So I'm choosing to trust what feels easy, and I'm choosing to trust that when the right invitation comes, I will be ready. Collarbone. And in the meantime, I'm releasing any need for validation and any bitterness that I'm holding in my body. Underneath the arm. So I can be more open, more receptive. Top of head. To receive all of the abundance and all of the invitations that are just right for me. You can go ahead and stop tapping and take a deep breath in and release. And just notice if that original number went down, if it stayed the same, if it went up. And just, notice what the body is doing. If you feel like there's still some residual emotion, like bitterness, like resentment, go ahead and tap again, or you can watch this video again. And I hope this was helpful. And, stay in the flow. Stay where there's ease. If it feels hard, say no. Follow the projector strategy. And thanks for watching.